Welcome to Soul Sync. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to another week on
Another
Soul.
episode. Sorry. I thought we were doing it back and forth.
Girl, you are fine. We get excited on this podcast. You already know there's two of us with high energy on here, so we're gonna speak at the same time a lot. But that's okay. Honestly, I love that shit because we're both just excited to be here. Listen, it's so much fun doing this. And me and Sammy were just talking, and she was like, "Do you want me to pull a tarot card for you?" And I was like, "Girl, of course I do. Are you kidding?" And we were doing it, and one came out already. So there's already one. We're doing past, present, future, and then a card that spirit, kind of like a message that spirit wants for me. And we were like, you know what? This is our podcast. Like, fuck it. Let's just do it on the podcast. So Sammy's our card reader today.
What?
So I'm super excited for that. And then we have some big announcements as well. And what's our topic today that we're even talking about? Or should we save that for after the announcement?
We'll fucking save that for after the announcement. Let's get in because I'm really pumped, guys. So I just started learning from my mediumship coach, Amanda. She's at the Mobile Medium on Instagram if you guys want to check her out. I'm doing her second course into all things magic, spirituality, fun things if you're into like the woo-woo vibe. And I've been around cards. I feel like my entire journey, I've had a lot of card readings done for me, and I've gotten a lot of clarity and just honestly, even a lot of just connections from past loved ones who are trying to talk to me through these cards. And it's just given me just such direction in times that I really needed it the most, even if it's like clarification, like, Queen, you're killing it, you know? I think there's like a little stigma of like cards are so scary, cards are this, but for me, I've always thought, well, I'm really setting this intention that like it's by God, it's by source, it's by the highest power, the highest vibration, and it's what I need to hear for my highest and best interest. And I give that intention with everything I do. So that's always how I've looked upon it. And now I'm just in a stage in my journey where I'm actually learning how to do it and how to read it. So I know Amanda always gives a disclaimer of like, your readings are never going to be perfect. This is just my interpretation. I'm really lucky because Taylor is my best friend, so it makes it really easy. But just, bear with me. I think this is a great opportunity to show you guys that you don't need to be perfect at something just to fucking do it. Like I'm still learning. Honestly, Taylor, you're like the first person I've pulled for. Oh, you got the Queen of Wands. I love that.
Oh shit, is that good?
Yeah, it's a very good card.
Oh
But yeah, I hope this is a sign for you guys that you can try something new and you can go with the flow, even if you don't feel like you're ready yet, because
yeah.
I didn't feel like I didn't know I was going to be doing this on the podcast.
Ah, I know it was very improv, very like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. Which I feel like the best things start that way, It's the most unexpected.
Totally agree.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Okay, so I like all of your cards. So I'm gonna go ahead in case you guys want to see it on the YouTube. Go ahead, pause on Spotify, go to YouTube at SoulSync SB if you guys want to see these cards, because I just got this deck and I'm honestly obsessed with it. So for your past, we got this card.
Oh shit, that looks really cool.
Yeah, so it is the Ace of Swords, and it was upside down. So typically, that just means like the reversal of the positive quote. The way that the book explains it is there's like a light seer and there's a shadow seer. So actually, sometimes people don't even use the cards that are upside down. They go ahead and they shuffle the deck again and they get a new one. So if you're a light seer, that's how you do it. But I personally am learning how to do both because even with shadows, like you can still see the light?
Love
So
that.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the book just because this is a newer one for me. But the way that Amanda really has me do it is I look at the book, but she likes me to really interpret the card just by its design first, right? So,
Hmm.
like, for example, this is your past, and there is like a huge staircase, right? And I feel like this kind of symbolizes your childhood of like you were just going in like circles and circles, even with your relationships too, of like I feel like you were always kind of like on this uphill of like dealing with some of the people and the energies that you had to deal with. But ultimately, like it was happening to get you to that spiritual awakening, right? Like every single obstacle that you had, a heartbreak, you moved a fucking ton, like multiple times. Like every single thing was leading to the spiritual awakening. And then there's like a ton of symbols and everything. And I feel like that is just like, for me, it's just knowledge that there's always things working out around us, right? So, like, spirit, everything is happening for a reason. But with it being upside down, like, it just for me symbolizes kind of hardship, you know, like you in your past you had to deal with some shit that was like uncomfortable and with people that weren't really for your best and highest potential. And that's really what it is. It's in the past, you know? So it's
Period.
interesting because the shadow seer, so it says getting stalled out or stuck. So maybe that's like you used to get stuck on the past, or maybe that's something you're struggling with now.
Ooh.
Clouded judgment in the past. So like with people, maybe, you know, decisions that you made, maybe you weren't fully clear, you didn't have that clarity.
Yeah.
Keeping truth inside, which I feel like is a huge one for you.
Oh my God, yeah.
Especially if
Unfortunately.
sort of like people pleaser. Like you
Mhm.
would just rather keep it inside than be like, hey, you know, that really hurt my feelings. Or like whatever it could be. You'd rather say nothing at all than say
Oh
the truth.
yeah. Keep the peace. That was like me times 100 in my past. Damn, okay.
Okay, so that was the first card. How did I do? Give me a
Uh,
rating.
I mean, you're already 10 out of 10, girl. I feel like you hit the nail on the head.
Yay. Okay, 10 out of 10 recommend. So we love it. So the next card is the Queen of Wands, baby. So this was the card I pulled when we first started, which I think is
I
interesting.
like the energy of this one.
God, it's fucking beautiful. I mean, first of all, guys, if you're watching the YouTube, she is just so fucking happy. Like, look at that smile. You know, that's really what I
Glowing.
look at these cards. Like, she's absolutely glowing. She has a black cat, which I feel like symbolizes protection because black is just very much so a protective color, but also were we not just talking about the fact that you want a cat so badly?
Yes.
And you know what? You guys do have a yoga studio. Would you ever think about having like a studio cat?
Bro, oh my God, I've said this to Tyler so many times. I'm like, we have to have a studio cat. He's like, what about a studio dog? I'm like, no, a studio cat. Because there's a shop right down the street from us, and it's kind of like a witchy store, you know, crystals and all. And there's a black cat, and it's the cutest cat ever that lives in the shop and just walks around while you're picking out crystals. And I think it's fucking amazing. So I will never stop fighting for us to have a studio cat. So it's just really funny that you said that. So yes, short version, yes.
I cannot get over that because first of all, that black cat is the sweetest cat I've ever fucking met. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And two, it just kind of like you're still able to have what you want. It's just a little bit in a different way, you know? And like if you think about it, like with the way that she's like holding up her hand, it's like I'm open to receiving what I want, you know? And I think sometimes, at least with me, I will get so stuck on like, well, this is what I wanted. Like this is it, you know?
Yeah,
But if I just turn my head or if I close my eyes, I can receive what I want, and it might just be a completely different direction than I would even think, you know? And so that's
totally.
exactly what I'm talking about there.
I
So
love it.
I love this card, and I feel like this is really where you're at right now, T. Like you have so much good coming in for you. Like the business is getting built. Like you guys are, I'm getting my yoga mat, you know, like it's going like worldwide. It's going to be in Austin, Texas. Like that's huge. And it's really, I think this is just showing it's only up from here, you know? So keep those hands open and keep really focusing on what you want.
And I will. And so it is.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I love this. So with what this says here for the light seer, it says, I fill my world with an intense light that connects and incites passions, which I love. as your affirmation. And then it's creativity, passion, determination, confidence, joy, and helping others as you build your queendom. I love that card.
Oh my God, that definitely relates like to right now.
Ah, I love it. Okay, well, let's think about the future here.
Oh yeah, I need to know about her.
Okay. So here it says I create an equilibrium in my life that allows me to be my best self. So I've never pulled this card before. I'm going to show you. From what it looks like to me, she's looking down. She has a bag.
Huh.
It seems like an ocean is behind her. But it's very interesting because you see how it's like a physical bag, but then she also has the spiritual one above that's like full of light.
Yeah. It's the Two of Pentacles.
It is the Two of Pentacles.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's see. So this was an upright card. So it says, a need to balance many aspects of self, juggling obligations, equilibrium, and seeking harmony. This is a
Period. Say it no more.
It's so interesting because think about our conversation before, where if just to fill you guys in, I was giving Taylor advice over the holidays. Like, we all have time off, right? So, like, what can you do during your time off? It's like pour back into you. You know, sometimes we feel like we need to see all these people, we need to do all these things, we need to give all of these presents. But, like, what if our presence was the gift? And what if we gave that gift to ourselves, right? What if we gave that gift to our partner, to our fur babies, and really just took time to go inward? So I think for this, it's exactly what I was telling you about doing the self-care, right? And just using that time to pour into you. Because I feel like with the bag, it's kind of like, when you think of bag, like you think a little bit of like baggage, right? Like you're
Hmm.
juggling all these things and you're struggling to really maintain this kind of like harmony, like it said, and maintain this
Yeah.
balance. And that just honestly, it comes with being a fucking business owner. 100%, right?
Yeah. I
It's
feel
not,
like I'm gonna learn that the hard way.
Mhm. And I disagree with that, Queen.
I know. She's like, yep, yep, and no, no, no. Yes, and also hell no.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't condone that
No.
because you have way too many people in your life that have done this before. Like, I'm not gonna let you learn it the hard way. Like, your spirit guides got you. And you know what, Queen, with the Queen of Pentacles, like, come on.
Oh shit. Is that what spirit wants me to
Yes.
hear?
Yes, this is your message from spirit. So maybe it's telling you to shut up too.
Yeah, this is your card. It's spirit saying shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So look at her. First of all, do you see how filled with ease she is? Like, eyes are just totally
Majestic.
closed. Her
Like a
hands are just
queen.
like on her knees. Like, she's just so grounded. She's so open to being receptive. So I feel like maybe this card is actually symbolizing what you just said of like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna learn that the hard way. Like, what if you don't? Like, what if it's so fucking easy for you, you know? What if
Yeah.
so grounded? Like, look at all the nature around her. Like, what if you're so grounded in your purpose? You're so grounded in your mission. You're so grounded in what we were saying before when it came to your creativity and when it came to really igniting this purpose, you know? And you're really the queen. Like, look at her crown.
I fucking love that card. First of all, it's beautiful. And she looks like a queen. Like that's just majestic in
Yeah.
nature. She's holding the pentacle. And you know what? Like I do need to be more grounded. So I love that she's in nature because I feel like that's what I'm kind of like deficient in right now. So spirit's definitely being like, girl, get
That's
yourself.
really interesting. So
Yeah.
it says a light seer is a healer, a working parent, a self-made person, which is totally true. Material wealth and abundance. That's a great message.
We love abundance.
Strength in family and community, a
Oh,
kind and nurturing heart, groundedness, being down to earth, and generosity.
oh my God, spirit, go on. What
No,
else?
I love that. And it says, I
I
enjoy
love that.
my deeply connected life and I lead it with an outpouring of warmth, abundance, and love. So I think kind of like what we were saying before in our overall conversation is just taking the time to really dive back into you, like
Yeah.
your soul, your humanness. Just
I fucking love that. Oh my God. No, that I feel like that all really resonated with me. I'm not even gonna lie.
wait, oh my God. Well, thank you. Thanks for the feedback. This was my first time. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I might be totally off basis, but I feel like spirit just boop, mind blown.
Yeah, and Spirit loves to do that these days. I feel like she's like
It's so,
plot twist.
it's like, just so you know, we're going this direction.
Yes. Oh my God. And thank you for redirecting my negative affirmations because sometimes shit just slips out of my mouth and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't resonate with that. I don't know why I just said that.
Oh my God. Wait, I love it. I love it. And I feel like, I'm always so grateful for you because it's so natural for me. And
Mm.
some people don't like that. Like they don't like to be corrected like that. But at the end of the day, like I believe in you so much. So I feel like I would be doing a disservice, like as a friend or to anyone in my life, if I let them say those things about themselves and not say like, hey, just so you know, I disagree with that. Like I actually think you could totally do it. Like I actually think it's going to be a huge success. I think you're going to help thousands of people. I think Ebb and Flow is going to be a franchise, which I've been trying to convince Taylor for before this one is even built. I'm like, so franchise in Austin? Like, yeah,
She's
I'm
like,
gonna.
so when are you guys opening in Austin? I'm like, girl, we didn't even open here yet. I'm like, and I don't even know we're opening here. Yo, I love it. No, you're literally the best supporter ever. So please check me whenever you need to, like whenever I say something, which I love. Like, you're not going to feed into my limiting beliefs. You're going to kick them to the curb. Like, that's a real friend. If anyone gets annoyed by that, then their ego is just in the way. You know what I mean?
Period. Well, I feel like this is an awesome segue into the announcement we had. What do you think?
I think it is Miss Sammy. And tell the people what you got planned going on in 2025.
Okay, queens and kings and kings. But unfortunately, this is only for my queens and the queendom. But I know we've talked about this a couple of times, just kind of teasing the idea. It was something I've been contemplating, honestly, for all of 2024. If I'm so honest with you, I've been feeling so drawn to doing it. It's just really been about finding the right timing with all of the moving I've been doing lately and the travel that I've been doing myself. But I have honored my beautiful Lotus babes' wishes, and they've been asking me, no joke, since June to throw a retreat for them. So, in June of 2025, Lotus Lifts is going to be having their first ever retreat.
Woo! Sorry, I hope we didn't blow your eardrums out if you're listening to this in headphones.
Oh my goodness, guys, you have no idea like how excited we are. Like this is going to be such a life-changing experience. I've been to what, Taylor, like five different retreats now, I feel like at this point.
Mhm.
And each time I just came out a new person, between if they have speakers, like for me, I'm going to be having Michaela J speak. So I'm so excited for that because I tell my clients all the time about my coach and obviously she has what 4 million downloads, like some crazy beautifully manifested number like that. So she's reaching huge amounts of souls and she's changing so many lives and she's changed my life personally. So I'm just so excited for them to be able to be in her energy and she's going to talk all things mindset and boop 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 get the Lotus babes in shape. So I think like that's the number one thing I'm most excited for, plus all the other goodies that we have planned.
Oh my God. It's going to be just like the most magical retreat ever. And like you said, like you've been to your fair share of retreats. So like you already know the structure of it. You know what works, what doesn't work, what people like, what people don't like. So I think that's the best type of retreat to go to also is someone that's like a seasoned veteran in retreats themselves. Like it's not going to be, you know what I mean? Like all over the place. And just the fact that Michaela is going to be speaking in itself is like amazing because she goes on podcast tours and she speaks, when you have to buy a ticket for that. It's like an up leveled event that you go to learn things. And this is just, it's going to be so magical and have so many different aspects to it that you're just like learning all different types of things on all different levels. And you're going to be surrounded with like the best, oh my God, like best, sweetest souls ever. It looked like just knowing her community of Lotus Lifts and knowing those girls and having gotten to meet them and like interact and connect with them. I'm already like, when can we do this? Like, is this like happening now? Like, when am I going? So, your girl, I'm gonna be there to bet you that. And I'm going to be teaching a workshop for you guys as well. It's going to be all around massage and my business, Melt by Ebb and Flow. So there's going to be like some goodies in there too. So I'm just really excited to like teach you guys, how to make yourself and your physical body feel good. So,
I
oh,
know, and I'm so excited. So it is going to be in Austin, Texas, and I can't wait. I am so in love with this city. Like, I can't wait to show the girls Barton Springs and take them to my favorite morning routine places. And I can't wait to show them where my yoga studio is. And I can't wait to introduce them to my teachers, and introduce them to my best friends. Like, Taylor is going to be there, and just me and Taylor alone, like, oh my God, we can like put on a show, as you guys
yeah.
know. So getting to like hang out with us for 4 days straight is just, it would be a dream come true for myself. And it is, because like that's what I really dreamed to do with Michaela. And I really lived that through. So I'm so excited. If you guys are interested, it is going to be June 27th to June 30th. So put that shit on your calendar. You can DM me on Instagram, Sammy Roos, to snag your spot. I already have a couple of clients taking the spots, which is just so exciting. I can't wait. We were looking at flights for them the other day after our coaching call. So it is just going to be the time of your life, honestly. And I'm so excited too, because I feel like one thing that's going to be very different about this retreat is how I'm going to be applying fitness in it. So it's like we get to do workouts together, and I can go around and I can critique your form, and we can do yoga together, because I've been doing a ton of yoga, and just really incorporating all of that movement side of things so that you're feeling really good. But then also having dance parties, also walking around the domain and going shopping and getting to see like what that downtown experience is like, when it comes to going down there for Barton Springs. It's just like they get to move their bodies, eat very fucking healthy food, because we're having a private chef. So we are going to be cooking everything. We're going to be cooking all of my favorite high protein meals, high protein desserts. So you're literally going to leave physically feeling fucking amazing, mentally so up leveled. Between the workshops and between Taylor teaching you guys what to do when it comes to your massage, between Michaela with her mindset, we also have Amanda, the mobile medium, who you guys know is my coach. I just mentioned her earlier before. She's going to be there too, and she's going to be putting on a little spiritual workshop, which I'm so fucking excited for. So we're really just like hitting the categories in every single way of like, this is the mindset, this is the spiritual, this is the physical, and you're just going to leave feeling so fucking aligned. And that's really Taylor and I's intention, is for you to be 100% aligned with your highest self, so you can go home, like, you're going to leave with a game plan. You're going to know what you have to do. All you have to do is execute it, and then you're going to have a whole community now to come back to and be like, bitches, like, look what I did. And it's going to be because you had that confidence from the fucking retreat.
I don't know why that just cracked me up. Bitches.
Okay, yes, that has been something that I've done. I'm talking from experience, people.
Exactly. Oh my God. It's like what you take away from it is like everlasting. Like you just carry it with you, like the experience, the people you're surrounded by. And let me tell you, when there's a community like Lotus Lifts that you're surrounded by, it's so safe. Like it's so different. It's spiritual. It's just like genuine, sweet people that you're surrounded by. Some retreats, like you really just don't know who you're going to be with. And like you're spending all your time with these people, you know what I mean? Like some retreats that are, I don't know, like I don't fucking know. But Sammy's retreats, I've already had a little bit of a taste of from her last event. And like, you can trust me when I say these girls are girls that you want in your friend group. Like, this is what you want your group. This is what you want, like, people in your corner to be, because they're just so supportive. Like, it's just such a beautiful community. I can't say enough about that. So, that in itself, I'm like, I would pay money just to like sit with everyone. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, we don't even have to do shit, but like sit and stare at each other, and I'd be paying money for that. So, you
Girl.
guys are gonna love it.
I love you. Oh my goodness. And I'm actually like so excited about the pricing too, because it's like if you do the paid in full, you get over $1,000 off. And then if you do the extended monthly payment plan, it's less than $400 a month. Like it's just such a no-brainer to go on a vacation, have everything planned for you, everything paid for you, a beautiful Airbnb surrounded by all these magical people. Like just even the knowledge and the wisdom that you're gaining alone and those up level shifts, like, oh my God, I paid so much more than this and it was worth it every single time. So I love that you said that because it's
Yeah.
pre-sale is a fucking great deal. So I definitely recommend you guys take that up because it's going to be going up to full price February 1st.
We better jump on it, people. Okay. By the time this airs, you'll have about a month, I want to say. About. So that's plenty of time to kind of like plan around it. We know that it's late June, so it's like you have time to save up as well if you need to do that.
Yeah.
And it's a vacation, like it is, but it's a vacation that you don't feel guilty taking because when you come home, you feel better. You don't feel like you have to recover from your vacation. It's like, no, this like sparked everything in your life and kind of kickstarted your growth. Maybe like you needed time off for yourself. You needed to be alone. You needed to discover things about yourself. You needed to learn these specific things. And it's like, what better to do in the company of these people in Austin, Texas? And not even just that, like if you need a vacation and have never been to Austin, like this is the perfect excuse to just do it. I'm like beyond hype about it. So you're going to get our energy the whole time through and you're going to be feeling good and elevated just by association, I think.
100%. And especially too, because it's such a like intimate thing, like there's only a certain amount of spots. So it's like, that you're going to get that like one-on-one time, that one-on-one attention. And I think that's always where my mindset was. Like, I remember when I went on my first retreat, people in my family were like, what? Like, you're spending $3,000 on what? And I was like, yeah, well, I want to go meet Michaela. I was like, I would pay anything to go meet her. And I remember the first day I got there, I was the last one in because my flight was just so late in the day. And she cooked me food and she sat with me, and we had like an hour and a half conversation about how I was just really struggling with my relationship with my family at the time. And I was like crying, but in like such a like, I felt so understood and so just like taken care of with her talking me through it and listening to me and giving me that advice. And that's why I've been a lifelong, MJ squad person. Like I go to all of her retreats. I'm already planning for one of her retreats next year. She told me where we're going and like what the dates are going to be because we were talking about my retreat. So she knew I needed to work around it. And I'm already thinking about going to that one, And I remember there was one time that I was just struggling so hard with the situation that was going on in my life. And we were like sitting outside and we talked for like hours upon hours upon hours. And I really just felt like I really got that one-on-one time, and that made like all of the difference in the world because I was willing to put in that money. I was willing to put in that effort. And also like I was willing to ask her for it and be like, hey, do you think we could talk about this? And any chance people were going to sleep, there was at one retreat, like people would go to the bar and they were interested in drinking. So I would catch her alone and I'd be like, oh no, like I'm gonna ask you all these questions. Like I want to pick your brain, like any opportunity that I got to take advantage of her knowledge, wisdom, energy, and learn from her, I did. And I give all the credit to that of why I've gotten to where I've gotten from, because I was so all in on it and I was so all in on the growth within myself.
Oh, I love that. I think that's the best thing to do too. Like you're really taking advantage of your resources. And I mean, that's exactly what your retreat's going to be, but there's all different avenues of resources, like all different
I
categories,
know. I
which
mean,
is really cool.
imagine like one girl can go to Amanda and be talking about spirituality. One can go to you and be like, my knee's been really hurting me. Like, do you have any advice for recovery? One girl can come to me and be talking about their nutrition or their fitness or literally whatever they want because I feel like I'm very well versed. So
Mm,
that's so right of like you can have multiple different conversations and really meet people that are huge parts of your life that you never would have met if you didn't go on that one retreat, if you didn't go to that one event, whatever it is, even if you didn't go to the gym that day. You know, you could be missing out on meeting someone that's supposed to be a soulmate person in your life.
Yeah. No, I think that's huge and that's so important to surround yourself and to just like stretch yourself to all these different situations and different places that this wisdom can bring you. So, I think that's definitely the first step is like opening your mind a little bit and being like, well, if I've never been on a retreat before, like maybe this is a great first one to try because you have all different types of people that you could be learning from also. And then it just catapults into like a whole beautiful journey of like learning and expanding and you know thinking outside the box. And it really does just bleed into the rest of your life and the rest of like all different categories of your life. And I mean, we can say it firsthand because we've experienced it as well, and the magic that comes from community like that. So I say, like, especially if you don't have or feel like you have a small community back at home or where you are, or haven't really experienced that type of friend group before, like, this is just, it exudes just like the best type of friend group that you would want to have. So it gives you that feeling of like, ooh, I'm supported. I don't know. It's something I will forever be grateful for. So I don't know if you're craving some girlfriends, some lifelong badass babes, badass Lotus babes. Definitely consider this, people, and be on the lookout for more details to come because they're coming.
Fuck yeah, they are. Fuck yeah, they are. And I love that idea of like the lifelong friends too, because two of my best friends now I met at one of Michaela's retreats, you know? So it just goes to show that even if you're in different states, you guys can absolutely still be besties. Or you could be like me and I moved to Texas, so two of them are right here and I get to see them all the time, you know? But Taylor
Yeah.
and I are also an amazing example if you're, halfway across the world or whatever.
I know. We're just defying all odds out here, I guess.
Yeah, of how to maintain that kind of friendship because it's so possible and it's honestly so easy. Like we've been doing it for our entire friendship now. Like it used to be 3 hours
Yeah.
and now it's, that plus a couple hours plane ride.
I know. We have just worked around all of it. And it's like some people, I mean, will use that as an excuse of like, oh, we haven't spoken in the longest time. Like, I don't know how they're doing or whatever. They live in Bumblefuck, wherever. And me and Sammy are so far away. And it's like just these weekly calls in itself are so amazing for keeping us connected. Like, if this is something that you're struggling with too, it's just like, initiate something like this, just a phone call a week, and that's how you build up and that's how you like continue to like keep touch. So I'm forever grateful for this podcast and that we started it because what came from it is amazing already. And it's just the beginning.
I know. Oh my God. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. Like, this is just the beginning, too. Just doing this episode in general is such a dream come true. Because, like I said, for all of 2024, it's been on my mind. But, I had some other things I was prioritizing and I was focusing on. But for 2025, it was such a no-brainer. I was like, let's go. Like, let's go big. We're all in, baby. So I really do hope that this encourages you guys to go fucking all in, like defy the odds. Like, be abnormal, be authentically you, because life's too fucking short. Honestly, it's way too short. And if you have an idea or a desire or an inkling, I really believe it's our responsibility that we need to see that through, right? Because that wants it just as badly as you do. Like for the retreat, I've been thinking about doing it, and it's like my clients who are showing up for the retreat want the breakthroughs, they want the outcome, they want to feel the confidence, they want to be aligned just as badly as I want to help them feel that way. Right? So let's say I never followed this. Let's say I never took the action, how much would that be losing?
Exactly.
And I don't think we ask ourselves those questions enough. We can come up with all the worst case scenarios of why we shouldn't do it or why it's going to be hard or blah, 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 blah. But what about the case scenario of regret? What about the case scenario of questioning if shit, like if I never went on this retreat, like what would my life look like? Because I know for me, it would look very different in a way that I wouldn't be proud of. And I know that for a fact because even the past three retreats I went on three this year to Bali, to California, Palm Springs, and then Curacao. I don't really know how to pronounce it, if I'm honest with you, but it was a beautiful, beautiful place. Um, but I changed every single time. Like I came back a new person every single time and I healed every single time, you know? So looking back on this year and not doing that, oh gosh, would I still be fucking depressed and miserable and 20 pounds heavier and like binge eating all the time? Would I have done 75 hard? Would I have moved to Austin? Like these things, would that be worth it? You know? How would I feel? And it wouldn't be fucking good.
No, that's so true. I think that's so important to consider because every time Sammy has come back from one of the retreats, um, it would always be like, how was it? How'd it go? How are you feeling? And it like just outside looking in, like I would see a difference too, you know, because at the same time, it is a vacation. If you compare a vacation to a beautiful place you've never been to before with beautiful knowledge that just like expands your mind and things that challenge your beliefs and I don't know, just kind of like open you up in this way. You're like a little sponge in this new place. And experiences are just so priceless sometimes. Like, no matter what country, state, wherever you are, but if it's just out of your comfort zone and it's just out of the normal routine that you do and that you know, and you're so accustomed and comfortable to, it's like when you take yourself out of that equation and like into the world and into these situations where it's like, you have access to like this beautiful experience that you can't really feel or experience the same way if it's over like a Zoom call or if it's like online. Like, yeah, there's a ton of good information out there and stuff like that, but retreats kind of keep it connected. Like, it keeps this sort of community feeling to it, a oneness that you kind of feel, and you feel a lot of
Energy.
yeah, that's it too. Like you can't really feel that on a Zoom call. I mean, I beg to differ. Me and Sammy feel each other's all the time on the Zoom call, but you know what I mean, people. We're ever growing creatures. We are ever evolving like beings. So it's like feed yourself. Look outside of like the realm that you have and you live with every single day. Like challenge these beliefs, change your perspective. It's something, yeah, it's literally just something you can't even put into words once you do it. And it's almost addicting. Like, I feel like growth is addicting in a weird way. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Once you dip your toe in that like curiosity pond, it could open like a whole new world for you. So, I mean, with Costa Rica, that's kind of what I was doing. And it felt like a retreat in itself, just being there. So, I totally know like putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, but it's for your best interest, always pays off. Always pays off at the end.
And I love the whole idea of like the experience is priceless too, right? Because I know for me, my biggest reservation was always the money. Like my first retreat,
Mhm.
I put the whole 3K on my credit card. I had just made an investment with PT Domination, my business mentorship. I didn't know where I was getting the fucking money, okay? But I was willing to figure it out. And being willing to figure it out, I started my business and then I was able to pay it off within the first fucking month, right? Like if you're willing to figure it out, you're always going to find a way, you know? And I also loved your idea of having different perspectives because let's say we're just kind of teetering down this idea and the money is the number one biggest, like, this is why I might not do it, you know? Well, where are you spending your money on right now? Because I know for me, when people ask, how do you travel so much? It's because I don't eat out. I meal prep and I cook my food at home, right? Like I don't go shopping because I'm upset with my day and spend all of my money. You know, I go to my journal and I figure that shit out and I spend my money on things like experiences. I spend my money on travel. And it's because that's a core value for me. Growth is a core value for me. And every time I do it, I say, every dollar I spend comes back to me times 10, baby. And you always find a way to make it work. So just like even when it comes to girls in Lotus Lifts, that this objection might come up or this fear might come up, when they take a look and they're like, oh, well, you know what? Like I looked at my bank account and I spent $600 eating out all of the time, like every single month. Wow, right? That's more than the monthly fucking payment for the retreat. And then maybe you're talking about your nails and you get your nails done every 3 weeks and it's almost $100 to do your nails. Then maybe you're doing your lashes and your brows too, right? Another $100 right there. Maybe on top of it, you wanted to get yourself a nice outfit and then you end up over sprawling because you're not happy within and you're trying to use all of these exterior motives and exterior things to make yourself feel better, right? But I know for me, and I'm speaking about this because this was me. Like before I got into my fitness journey, Taylor knows I used to wear blue contacts. Do you guys know how much money I spent on those? It was like $600 for two pairs, and you can only wear them for a couple times at a time. You know?
Damn.
Yeah, it was insane. Okay, maybe I am exaggerating too because I don't remember the exact numbers. Somebody comes to me and they're like, Sammy, it was only 300.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was an absurd amount of money for a different eye color. Like, what the fuck? I was so just like insecure within myself, you know? But going to the retreats and doing things like this, you're starting with the inside first. And do you guys want to know what? Since I've started doing this, I get compliments. Like today, I went to yoga and my friend was like, "Oh my God, your hair looks amazing. What did you do?" And I was like, "I showered." You know, like I
I
didn't
think
even
that's
blow dry
huge.
it. If I'm honest with you guys, I didn't even brush it. Like, not to be gross, but like my hair's just been looking like really good, not even brushed. So I just leave it, you know, and like I brush it like once a day. Usually it's at nighttime, so I can do my like little curler thingy, you know. But
Love
it's
you.
like when you start on the inside, one, you're able to spend money on the things that actually make you fucking feel good, actually make you grow. And two, you start to see the physical changes within my community. That's something that's a driver for them. They want to feel beautiful. They want to feel confident. They want to lose the fat off their body. They want to lose the 20 pounds. They want to tone up, right? So if you guys want to do all of these things, it's not going to be by getting your eyelashes done. That doesn't make you lift heavier in the gym, right? It's not going to be having your nails. That doesn't make you pick the healthier foods. It doesn't make those drastic differences that you need to make in order to have the lifestyle that you want to have.
Oh my God, go off, queen.
Yeah,
Go
and that is
off.
priceless. Like I feel like that's truly the definition of priceless.
Yes. Oh my God. I could not have said that better myself. So hop on it, people.
Maybe this is a great opportunity, like within the new year, to really think about like what your priorities are in that way. And like, what do you want to experience? Like, if you had all of the money in the world, what would you be doing? And how can you prioritize your spending so that it reflects that?
Yes. I think that's something everyone can look at within themselves, especially starting a new year and like if you want to like be smart and where you're spending your money, but also where you're spending your energy, you know? Where are you spending your time? What do you want to commit to this year coming up that you maybe thought like, I kind of wish I did that more or paid attention to that more in 2024 that now you can start applying. You can change your life at any time, any second that you choose to change it. If you're unhappy with something, change it. Like if you can't change it, start with one step. What can I do? What step can I take so that I will be able to change this one day? Every day you can get closer and closer to this goal and closer to what you want, and you can manifest it at the same time. And we tell you time and time again how it's worked for us and how we've done it. And like, it's just an amazing thing. So, if there's ever anything like that or anything with fitness, with your health, with your mindset, like these are huge things in life, just know that there's so much room for growth and expansion in all of these categories. And I think it's just, we are that platform that we can kind of just spit at you like all of the above. And that's kind of what this retreat feels like too. So I think it's definitely worth taking a look at. And if this is something, if these categories are something that you're kind of serious about within your own life and you want to like take a deeper dive into or maybe elevate any of these, like definitely consider this as like a priority. Like this is a business trip, okay? Tax write-off.
Love you. I love you. It actually really is.
There we go. Write that shit off.
I think too, I want to leave it with I really set the intention that you guys can have it all. So obviously with what I was just talking about, I do really want to put a disclaimer out that I love nails, I love lashes, I love all of those things. Okay. So don't think I'm bashing on them because I mean, I actually have a lot of clients that do that for work and I support it so much and I love the idea. But it's like if you're in this position where it's this or that, that's when you really have to think about the priority. But for me, my intention is to get you to a level where you can have it all, right? Where you're such a powerful manifester that you can have, like Michaela says all the time, this and that, right? And you never even have to choose. So that's really what I want you guys, if you listen to Taylor's advice and you're thinking about all of these things, you can even set that intention of like, when I go to this retreat and I come home, how am I living in the embodiment of having it all? And what does having it all truly mean to me? What does that look like? And then every single action step you take from now to the 6 months that the retreat is, by the time you're gone, girl, like, oh my God, you're going to be coming home a brand new queen.
A brand new queen. I just love the way that sounds.
I know.
And it's 333 my time, so that's pretty cool.
That's such confirmation. Wait, I love that. Thank you, Spirit.
333.
Wait, such divine alignment. I love that. Oh my God.
The universe agrees with you.
Thank you guys so much for just listening to all of this because we definitely gave you a lot to think about. So I definitely just want you to take some time, do some of this inner digging. And if you guys have any interest, you have any questions, feel free to message me. You can message Taylor too. Like, girl, we got you, okay?
We got you, Bobo. Where can they find you, Miss Sammy?
All right, you guys can find me at Sammy Roos _ on TikTok, Instagram, all the platforms.
All the places. You can follow our SoulSync account, SoulSync SB on Spotify, YouTube.
And or ask us.
Ask us. I feel like there's a fourth one, or am I tripping?
I think you're tripping.
I'm tripping. And you could follow my massage account. It's melt_ebb and flow NJ on Instagram. So that is all the time we have for you guys this week. And in the meantime, we're sending you so much love and Happy New Year. Crazy.
Let's go all in 2025, just being our best, most authentic selves.
Fuck yeah. So until next time, everyone, we love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.